Hey, what's up, guys? I hope you guys can see me okay. Um, I'm not going to take long this morning because I've actually got to go catch a flight in a few minutes. But I wanted to say hello and welcome to drboycetv.com. And some of you are also simulcast watching on the Black Financial channel. I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about something that you guys know. If you know anything about what we do here and what I advocate for, you'll know that for years, I'm talking about for 20 years, I've been advocating for college athletes to be paid. What's going on, Jay Real? Good morning. And Today was a huge day in that battle. You can go back literally to 1996, where I was writing articles about it way back then. And I used to make arguments in favor of college athletes being compensated. I love making these arguments because they were easy arguments to make. We were on the right side of, in terms of history, truth and justice, fairness, equity, labor rights, racial fairness, all these things. And I used to write these articles about college athletes being paid back when I was at University of Kentucky. And I remember that the articles, I enjoyed making the argument because I was able to make the argument effectively as a black man, because there's a huge racial implication in terms of college athletes being paid. Also, I love making the argument as a financial expert because I was getting a PhD in finance at the time, and now I've had the PhD for 18, 17 years or something, and um, and so it's an easy financial argument to make. And then there's the educational argument. You guys know I've been a college professor for a long time, 25 years now. I've taught at University of Kentucky, Indiana University, Syracuse University, et cetera, all these schools that have these big athletic programs. So the NCAA never wanted to debate me on whether athletes should be paid. They would never, they'd bring me on CNN or something to talk about it. And they'd say, well, we called the NCAA to ask them if they would send somebody. And they were like, fuck no. So literally they would never send anybody because the argument, you're arguing, it's almost like arguing in favor of slavery. Not quite as drastic, of course, but it got to the point where people started looking at slavery carefully and saying slavery is just, it doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. So anyway, today was a big day because California just signed a law. The governor of California just signed a law allowing college athletes to be compensated for their labor. Now imagine that. I mean, how crazy is that? The idea of American people being compensated for their labor. My God, that is so radical. That is so crazy. And so the law basically allows athletes to make money from their own likeness and images. They no longer have to just work for free and watch somebody else get rich. They actually get the chance to send some of that wealth home to their families, which I agree with you, Jay Real. It is absolutely correct. I mean, it's absolutely a wonderful thing. Anthony Smith from Oaktown, what's going on? We had a lot of people this week at the All Black National Convention from Oakland. We had a big Oakland contingent. I don't know if you guys saw any of the footage from the convention, but it was extraordinary. It was an amazing weekend of blackness and power and unity and family and love and peace and power and everything else. And I feel bad for you if you missed it, because it was absolutely an amazing experience. And if you were there, please feel free to shout something out in the chat and let everybody know how great it was, because it was really, really a good experience. And we talked about some of these issues when we were at the convention. We didn't just discuss things, though. We made plans. People formed networks. They added people to their economic family, and so they're going to go home and build businesses and wealth and continue to do what they're doing. So DDS says yes, great footage. Okay, so you saw the live stream. Good. Yeah, you can watch the recording actually at allblackeducation.com. That's our educational streaming platform. So feel free to go to allblackeducation.com. First of all, hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done it. Please hit the thumbs up button. Also, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I go live. Please do that. And also shout out your city. I'm going to see what cities are. I see San Antonio, Columbus, Ohio. Is where I went to school, Ohio State. Let me see here. Yo, man, show me how to get the millions, says Kevin. Well, if you want to learn how to get the millions, we can show you, actually. We're very, very good at producing black wealth builders, black wealth building children. We have a business school for children as well as one for adults. So you can go to theblackbusinessschool.com, THE, that's theblackbusinessschool.com. There's a free membership, so you can get started. Don't worry about how much money you got in your pocket. We'll talk about all that stuff way down the road. For now, we want you to get what you need. We want you to get going. We want you to build a better life for your family, because we believe black people can do whatever anybody else does, except we can do it better. Let me see here. Let's see. Should have happened a long time ago. I agree. You have helped me a lot. Oh, good. Got rid of a friend who tried to get my ideas in my business. Well, that's okay. Get new friends. Get new friends, Jones Jones. Sometimes the people that you think are your friends and your loved ones ain't really your loved ones because they don't love you. But it's okay. There's better friends out there for you. Delvon from California. I see Tampa, Timbuktu. Okay. Victoria, California. Charleston, Cordella, Georgia. Bowling Green, Ohio. Detroit, Akron. It was Aaron, Ohio. I'm sorry, Aaron, Ohio. Baltimore, Baton Rouge, Atlanta, etc. Okay. So here's the thing. All right. So the thing about this law that's really powerful. First of all, LeBron was celebrating this law, and I agree with him. I think there's reason to celebrate, and I think that LeBron should celebrate LeBron because I just really love this guy because he's really on the forefront of these issues that I've always begged athletes to get on the forefront of. I remember when I was writing these articles at the University of Kentucky, and I remember the players would come talk to me, but they would talk to me secretly, almost like slaves who were secretly meeting with the teacher, or whatever, because they didn't want Massa to find out. And but the black assistant coaches would bring them to me and say, "Hey, you need to talk to this guy, Boyce Watkins." I was 25 years old at the time, and I would just kind of sit down with him and talk to him, and I remember there was something that really impressed me. Some who didn't. Nazi Muhammad played at Kentucky at the time. He actually went to the NBA, had a great career. He's a great guy, very smart guy. And then Antoine Walker was also there. And if you know Antoine Walker, I wasn't impressed with Antoine. I'm not gonna lie. Antoine Walker was a guy who, we felt like he could not read. We really questioned whether he could read at that time. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not dissing him or nothing, but that's what we talked about. And he went to the NBA, and you saw Antoine lost $110 million, right? So, but the point of the matter is that, they want to keep you stupid. They want to keep the black man dumb. They want to keep him slow. They want to keep him, slow to the punch, behind the eight ball, always falling behind, a day late and a dollar short, so they can go get that bread in front of you and then leave you behind, right? So, unfortunately for Antoine, I feel like he got caught up in some of that, and so I remember one of the players telling me that the coaches didn't want them reading my articles. I was like, well, what's wrong with my articles? I'm not telling you to go out and kill anybody. I'm just breaking down why you deserve to be compensated. And they literally were just like, no, they don't want us even knowing these things. It's almost like telling the slaves that they should be free. Like when the brothers and sisters in Haiti found out about the French Revolution, where they were like, well, shit, if liberty's for everybody, then give it to us, right? So long story short, that's where the Haitian Revolution came from, right? It came from seeing the French Revolution and reading and learning, right? So they know that when you read, you grow a revolutionary mind. When you are informed, you become a natural revolutionary, you become radical, and they don't want radical slaves on the plantation. So the NCAA, unfortunately, is the closest thing we have to an athletic plantation that there is. They're making all the money. They make more money than the NBA and the NFL and all that stuff. March Madness is an insane money grab for them, and they want to keep the money for themselves. So they play you with this lie that everybody should get paid except the athletes. Well, it'd be one thing if nobody got paid. I could dig that. Like, okay, you want to make it purely amateur, it's all for fun. Okay, cool. Give the money to charity. Give it, put it in. I don't know what you do with it, but I mean, because money's gonna be made. But do something other than put in the pockets of some people and leave some people broke. And so what is happening now is you're going to start seeing a showdown. You're going to start seeing a showdown between the NCAA and the state of California. The NCAA, right before this law was passed, they dared the governor to sign the law. They said, please don't sign it. We're already going to work on this. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because it's all about protecting the money. If you want to understand people's incentives, just follow the money. And basically, they said, look, we would hate to have to ban all the California schools from the NCAA. That was a veiled threat. I read that letter. I said, oh, shit, that threat. They're just about to get some gangster shit. You got East Coast, West Coast, Biggie Pot going on up in this mug. Somebody going to end up dead, because seriously, that's what it's like, white people's version of gangster shit, because the NCAA, which has gone out of its way to gobble up its competition, the NAIA came out and they were competing with the NCAA, and they didn't like that, so they just bought them. They just bought the entire conference, or entire league, so that they wouldn't have to compete, right? So now they're like, damn, like they're trying to get out of line. Like, our hoes are revolting against the pimp. So they're basically threatening to take all the schools in California out of the NCAA, which will be fascinating, because then you could really start seeing like a true division, maybe some true market competition going on, which would be great, because then the athletes will say, well, I'm going to play for a California school in their league, and because they're going to pay me what I'm worth. They give me labor rights. Athletes deserve labor rights. You hear coaches all the time use terminology that reflects the fact that coaches, administrators, and all these people know that these athletes are employees. They'd say, I'll hear coach say, well, I expect my young men to behave like professionals. Well, shit, if they're going to behave like a professional, then pay them like a professional. You know, if you want to just be kids, then let them play like kids. That means no games on a school night, right? That means you don't travel, you don't make them miss class in order to go play in the game. I got into a fight with a coach, not a fist fight, but an email fight. As in academia, we have email fights, right? But it was like I was punching the haymakers. Come on, motherfucker. Right. So we were getting into this email fight back and forth because the quarterback of the football team at Syracuse at the time was in my class. And the first week I get an email, well, Dr. Watkins, so-and-so can't make your class because he's got a big game across the country and he's going to be gone for a week. And I'm like, okay, fine, no problem. Just help him make it up, whatever. And then the next week, he's like emailing me again. Like, whoa, Dr. Watkins, he won't be in your class this week because he's got another big game against Utah and they got to leave 4 days in advance to prepare everything. So I hit back and I say, okay, number one, he's a 19-year-old kid. All the other students, when they need to talk to me, they talk to me. I don't hear from their representative. So fuck that. We're going to kill this right now. I said, number two, do you understand that you're setting this poor kid up for failure? Do you know that my class was very difficult? I said, if you're missing 2 weeks of my class, you might as well just give him an F right now because he mathematically cannot pass the class because he's missed so much work. And I said, number three, I said, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves for what you're doing to these poor kids. You're setting them up for failure. And then he writes back, well, no, we're not doing this because we actually care and we're blah, blah, blah. And we're going back and forth. I don't even know if it was a brother or not, but needless to say, they took him out of my class. And that's what they do. When you revolt against the system will kind of spit you out. So they pretty much, within the circles of the athletes and the coaches, I'm sure they said, don't sign them up for Boyce Watkins' class because he's actually going to make them do work. We need to put them over here with the white man who gives zero shits about them, who's going to let them get through without reading, without learning, without doing any work. And then they walk away with a piece of paper and nothing inside their brain. And then you're dumping a piece of trash onto the black community with some old 24-year-old dude who thought he was going to the NFL. So he never learned how to read, never learned how to write, never learned how to do math, doesn't have any skills, doesn't have any thing he can bring back to the community because you're done using up your host. So you're going to dump them on the side of the road like you do all your other $2 hookers that you got in these professional sports leagues that are actually disguised as amateurs. Seriously, they're using up your men and chewing them up and spitting them out. And then they take the dump truck back to the hood. They dump them off in the hood. And next thing you know, you got some dude sitting on the corner with a liquor bottle in his hand talking about, yeah, I was going to try out. I got a tryout for the Atlanta Falcons. I'm like, motherfucker, that was 19 years ago. Like that was 1994. It's not 94 anymore, bro. Like where are your children? Why are you not taking care of your children? And so, in fact, one thing I enjoyed about the All Black National Convention, Willie D from the Ghetto Boys is there. Willie took me around the Fifth Ward and everything, and it was like we went to this place called the Turkey Leg. It's a black-owned restaurant, very good food. You eat every day. You eat there every day, though. You'll probably just like die, like walking down the street because the food is kind of heavy, right? We were like, we can eat there one time, right? But we're gonna eat here once, but it was so good. Oh my God, the food was so good. And Willie D was on the panel, and I like Willie. Willie and I connect as friends. In fact, he's actually gonna be in my wedding. Willie and I connect as friends because I like the fact that he's straight, no chaser. And one thing that he talked about is, how you have dudes that will be on code on all kinds of stuff that doesn't matter. Like, like you on code on the football field, on code on the basketball court, you on code, which, making sure that you write your own raps, you on code where you ain't gonna snitch, you'll never snitch. But then when you got your kids, you'll just like ditch your kids. Like you're not on code with taking care of your children. Like if you're not taking care of your children, then you're not on code for shit. You're not on code with anything. You don't matter. Seriously, like if you don't care about your kids and you're not there for them on, on whatever level they need you to be, then what else matters? So my point is to say, I think that sports is great for those guys that do well, those guys that get up there and, succeed and make all this money in the NFL and the NBA. But 99% of the dudes that try to get there don't make it. So what happens to the 99%? Remember, for black people, for the progress in the black community, we got to stop worrying about the 1% and start focusing on the 99%. Stop worrying about Michelle and Barack and worry about the other 99% of the population, especially like people in Chicago that did not benefit one iota from the Obamas being in the White House. Stop thinking about Jay-Z or your favorite rapper and think about the 99% of dudes that try to become rappers and never make any money, but can't take care of their kids because they never learn how to start a business, never learn anything about wealth, never learn anything educationally that's going to benefit them. I'm not saying that every rapper is stupid. I'm not saying that every politician is bad. I'm not saying that every professional athlete is a waste to the community. I'm saying that we got to think about the community. And I believe overall, the net effect of the NCAA has been to destroy parts of the black community, because you get everybody's investing all their money into a lottery ticket. It's really a lot like lottery tickets. The way lottery tickets scam the poor, because that's why I don't mess with lottery tickets. Lottery tickets are a terrible investment. Is they scam the poor because they give you this idea that if I put in my last few dollars to buy these tickets, I might get a chance to live out my fantasy. My fantasy is to win the lottery, whatever. And they even mess with your head. They'll be like, so if you win the $25 billion, would you like it in a lump sum, or would you like annual payments, right? And I watch people's reaction, and people will be like they get a little shot of endorphins. You hear this, babe? They'll get a little shot of endorphins. She knows psychology really well. She's a therapist. But then, you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever seen that where they do the lottery tickets, where they ask people, would you like to get it in a lump sum, or would you like to receive payments? And I watch people, right? And you can tell they get a little shot of endorphins, because they'll smile. They'll be like, oh gosh, I don't know, but I think I want the lump. No, I think I want the payments because I want the money to last. Like they really, in their mind. And you always talk about how your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and fantasy a lot of times. It's all reality if it's in your mind, right? So they plug that bullshit in your head. They play with you, just like a pimp plays with a hoe. They play with your mind, feed you a fantasy, feed you a dream, and get you really thinking that you might actually win that 5 billion or whatever. Like, people really will be thinking, I got a shot to win this. And they're like, no, we'll just give you, we'll just take your $5 and we'll feed you a dream. And so that's how they make their money. So the NBA and the NFL are like that lottery, right? It's like, we just sacrifice your life, give us 20,000 hours of hard work and dedication and labor to try to be one in a million that makes it to professional sports, and throw away everything else, disavow every other possibility. Don't worry about opportunities in other places. Don't try to be an entrepreneur. Don't try to be an investor. Don't try to go buy real estate with your boys. Don't learn how to read. Don't learn how to write. Don't learn how to do math. Don't learn how to any of the skills that are going to take care of you if you are a regular person, because you're going to be so paid, it won't matter. You're going to get to the end. You're going to be in the league. And it won't matter if you can't read, because you'll pay somebody to read for you. Be like, hey, man, I'll give you $100. Read that menu for me, dog. Seriously. And then it doesn't work out. And then next thing you know, you are 24 years old with the knees of an 80-year-old man and a 5th grade reading level, and incapable of taking care of your children, because I can't tell you how many brothers I meet that got so many babies out here because they was back in the day when they was an athlete, they was getting all the sex and getting it in and having sex with all these women. Next thing you know, you got 8 kids with 7 women, and all of them are banging so hard down your door financially that you can't support all that, and you're an inch away from a jail cell. Right. So black men have to learn how to play checkers, not chess, or still be chess, not checkers. Stop playing checkers, play chess. And I think that LeBron is playing chess at a great level. I think it's great that these guys can get some sort of compensation for their athletic talents. I have seen many athletes, especially at the University of Kentucky and Ohio State, come through and be stars in the college level, but not make it to the pros. Well, in the college level, there are opportunities for them to make money from their names. They can go down to the local car dealership in that one city and make bread, because everybody knows so-and-so, because he's the second leading scorer on the team. He ain't going to the NBA, but he's doing all right at Ohio State, right? Or he's doing really well at the University of Kansas, and this guy can go make money from that. He can go sign autographs for $50 a pop. Ohio State had some athletes that got kicked out of the NCAA for making $50 per autograph. So it's really great that progress is being made. I think other states are going to follow California's lead. I think that this is going to lead to a confrontation with the NCAA, which is necessary. And I think overall, at the end of the day, athletes are going to win. And I don't know if anybody knows LeBron James, but if you know him or you want to tweet this video at him, tell him I said, you go, brother. Good job. Very proud of you. Keep using that power. Keep being fearless. Keep moving forward, because, man, you have the chance to do. I would love to be in his brain for like 20 minutes, because there are so many things I think he can pull off that will be tough for a lot of people, right? So King James is acting like a true king. So God bless him for that. All right, so I'm about to go, guys. Please hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Also, don't forget that it will be in New York next month for an investment seminar. If you want to come to our investment summit in New York, go to drboycenewyork.com. That's Dr. Boyce New York. Spell out the whole word newyork.com. And also, somebody mentioned where our t-shirts are. You know, if you're black and you like black t-shirts and stuff, you can go to wokeblacktees.com. Wokeblacktees.com. So if you're woke, go to wokeblacktees.com. And if you want to watch footage from the All Black National Convention, go to allblackeducation.com. That's allblackeducation.com. Please hit the thumbs up button right now if you haven't done it yet. Please do that. I'm out of here, guys. Take care of you guys on the Black Financial Channel. I see you over there. Talk to you later. Peace.